So despite anything that you're going through right now, anything that you have been through, and anything that has happened, anything that was said, you can fix everything except that. You can turn anything around, whatever you are 15 or 50, I don't care. You can transform every single part of your life if you truly want to. And I very much so believe that. But not only do I believe that, I know that because I have done that. Today I'm taking you through my complete transformation using David Hawkins' Letting Go, the pathway of surrender, that turned my total burnout, heartbreak, and almost quitting everything I had in life into getting my best thesis grade ever, manifesting my dream flat in Berlin, and living in complete flow in all this under 4 weeks. Before reading Letting Go, I honestly didn't know what to do with myself. I was deeply depressed. I was under constant, massive stress because I had to achieve all these milestones in my studies. Specifically, I had to write my bachelor thesis, and on top of that, I went through a really painful heartbreak. Life just seemed so unfair to me. The life I wanted felt completely unreachable. Everything was getting worse and worse every day. It was the total downward spiral. I was overstimulated, overexhausted, completely burned out. I had those thoughts to myself: I can't do anything anymore, I'm so burned out, I'm quitting everything. I almost gave up on my bachelor thesis. I almost gave up on everything in my life. I was procrastinating so hard instead of working on my thesis. I was binge eating so hard and binge watching series on Netflix so hard, just completely stuck in this cycle. Then when I started to practice, everything from my childhood came flooding back. So I thought, instead of procrastinating with all these bad habits I also got from my childhood, I thought, okay, let's procrastinate with the book I just read. Let's try this surrender technique. Let's really try it because nothing else matters and I want to feel better. And the promise in this book was so high, I was like very curious to try it out. So I was like, okay, I will lay down and I will just do it. I don't have any other option. When I want to procrastinate, I will just procrastinate with meditation. Then when I started to practice, everything from my childhood came flooding up. I was a very shy girl during my school years. I didn't like going to school at all. Everything felt so heavy from the very beginning. I gained so much pressure, instability, and inconsistency from my early life. Deep down inside, I love to learn. I'm very curious. But I didn't pursue learning enough because I didn't want to be seen as a nerd. Instead, I wanted to be the cool girl, so I hung out with the cool girls at school who didn't have good grades. All of these memories and regrets came up during my meditations. Every single thought from the past felt so incredibly painful. This was what I call my fake transformation phase. I kept trying to fix everything by doing more, working harder, hustling externally. I read tons of self-help books, but never actually applied them in practical ways. I kept repeating my limiting beliefs every single day. I was blaming other people. I was blaming my mom. I was blaming my father. I was blaming all my parents and grandparents, putting guilt on them instead of taking full responsibility for my own life. What's really keep people stuck are exactly these limiting beliefs that you put on yourself and then believe in them completely. You keep repeating them every single day. Maybe you're reading a lot of spiritual books, but you're not applying anything particularly. Maybe you're angry at someone and putting all of the guilt on them instead of taking responsibility for your own reality. My biggest pain point was realizing that I'm not living the life I want to live, the light, happy, free life I wanted at my age back then. Life felt so heavy instead of light and joyful. That realization was my biggest trigger. I had to admit something had to change, radical. But trying to change everything in the outside world by doing more and working harder, that was never the way. None of my real manifestations came that way. So I said to myself, okay, I learned from this book that everything in your reality is created from emotions and feelings. There's stuck energy inside of you that you need to release. I realized this is the perfect moment to actually test it, to experiment with the technique, because I felt like I didn't have any other choice at all. Instead of procrastinating on my bachelor thesis, I actually committed. I went to the park every single day for 2 months and meditated 8 hours long. At first, it was incredibly hard because I had so many emotions, feelings and thoughts coming up. I cried so often. Everything felt so painful in my heart area. Every thought that popped up from my past felt so unbearable. But this is exactly where David Hawkins' letting go, the pathway of surrender, became my complete lifeline. When I discovered his teachings, I was like, oh my God, you can actually measure conscious levels in yourself and in your beliefs. I got completely fascinated by his map of consciousness and started experimenting with it constantly. This was the real game changer for me, and I'm still doing it. I'm still testing everything on his map of consciousness. So this is his map. Let me break down David Hawkins' method in complete detail because this is what actually works. First, you need to understand his map of consciousness. Hawkins created a logarithmic scale from 1 to 1000 that measures different levels of human consciousness using applied kinesiology muscle testing. Each level represents a different emotional state. Here are the key levels. The lowest are shame at 20, pure humiliation, guilt at 30, self-blame and destruction, apathy at 50, total despair and hopelessness, grief at 75, constant loss and sadness, fear at 100, anxiety and paranoia, desire at 125, endless craving and addiction, anger at 150, it's rage and hate. Then we have pride at 175, it's ego inflation. The turning point is courage at 200. That's where empowerment begins. From there you can climb to neutrality at 250, trust and release of negativity, willingness at 310, it's optimism and cooperation, acceptance at 350, it's harmony and forgiveness, reason at 400, it's intellect and logic, and love at 500, it's unconditional love. Joy at 540, it's inner serenity, and peace at 600, it's pure bliss and enlightenment from 700 to 1000. That's the rare state like Buddha or Jesus achieved. Now, the actual letting go technique has 5 precise steps that I used every single day. Step 1. Notice the emotion. When any negative emotion comes up, stress, fear, shame, anger, you simply notice it without judgment. You focus only on the raw physical sensation in your body, not the thoughts or story around it. Maybe it's a tightness in your chest. For me, it was very heavy on my heart. A knot in your stomach maybe, or heat in your face. Just observe it. Okay? This feeling is here right now. Step 2. Run toward it. This is crucial. Instead of avoiding or suppressing, you dive straight into the feeling for 1 to 10 minutes. You feel it to 100% in your body. No distractions, no escaping. You let it get as intense as it wants you to get. Step 3. Completely allow and welcome it. Here's the key mindset shift. You stop all resistance by saying to yourself, can I allow this feeling completely? Can I welcome it fully right now? You become neutral. You become neutral toward it, like you're just watching energy move through water. No good or bad, just allowing. Step 4. Surrender and release. Now relax your entire body completely. Make a conscious decision. I let this go right now. Take a deep breath in. Then exhale fully as you release. Watch the energy flow out of your body naturally. Don't force it, just surrender the control. Step 5. Observe it dissolve. Here's the magic. When you truly surrender, the emotion naturally fades away. Space opens inside of you. Your mind quiets. You feel lighter. It's like you have released such a big ball from your chest, like outside it just pops out, and it like makes the space around you feel so lighter, like you're interconnecting with the quantum field, with everything, with the consciousness. You feel so much as you one of all of us, and all of us is in you. It's kind of incredible how it feels when you release this feeling. But if there's still layers there after you processed one of the feeling, because they will come back, sometimes we have to process more and more and more, just repeat the process. Just do it again and again. It really took me like a lot of time until my heart center opens. It took me like 3-4 months. So then I did it daily for 8 hours, right? Until my heart energy center opens. So it's still open today. Yeah, back then I also didn't know that this is the heart chakra and this is an energy point. Now I know much more, but at this time I was like, what is that? Why I feel suddenly so light in my chest area? I never felt this way before. Why people are behaving different to me? Why I'm so magnetic? I was shocked what happened with me and with my outside 3D world after this experience. I was just shocked. Now I know that we have a lot of energy points which we have to release, and I'm working on my Manipura right now. But for you, it's maybe completely different chakras or energy points inside of your body. But this is also contributing to the map of consciousness. So the difference from other methods. This isn't suppression that makes it worse. It's not emotional expression that just feeds the energy. It's not distraction or escape that delays the problem. This is pure non-resistance surrender. So as you already can think, I became completely addicted to this process. After every release session, I'd muscle test myself on the map of consciousness. I would go from shame or fear vibrations up to joy and peace in a single session. I would visualize a completely clean white sheet of paper in my mind, letting go of old limiting beliefs so I could write my new beliefs on it. Wishes and desires as if they already were completed and were real and were manifested in my 3D reality. So during my 8-hour park sessions, which were super intense for the first 3 months, I had released everything. The shy schoolgirl shame, the cool girl regrets, all the academic pressure, the heartbreak pain. In my journal, I would write things like day 3, intense fear sensation in stomach, and then I wrote all the thoughts I had during the session, or like the ones I could remember, because often it's like you can't remember your problems after you did such a practice, also with quantum healing, because you just solved it in such a way that it's just not a problem for you anymore, so you can't remember it was a problem for you. Maybe in the big picture somehow, but not in the detailed picture anymore. So the oscillations were wild. One moment I'd be sobbing uncontrollably in the park. The next I would feel this incredible waves of flow and lightness. I would write something like day 7, childhood blocks released, visualizing a best grade and total freedom from now on. And I was like documenting my states over the whole 3 months to actually see the results. So I remember it was like 2 weeks in, day 12 or day 14. I wrote something like, nervous system feels completely clear. Money starts flowing again. It was real for me. Money just came to me in such uncontrollable ways. I even didn't believe this is possible. So this was the most consistent I had been in my life with my meditation practice. I would never been so committed to any spiritual practice before, and the results were absolutely insane. I had only 1 month left for my bachelor thesis, and I had done absolutely nothing on before that month. Of course, I had tried, but I didn't have the results I wanted. I had to program an app with AI functions, and it was like very horrible. Nothing worked. I was debugging a lot, and then I just threw it away because I had the new flow now. I just threw everything away I made till then, and I started again 1 month before the deadline. So I wrote this entire bachelor thesis in just 1 month and got the best grade I ever received in my academic career. And the same I did with my master thesis. Same process, but without procrastination. I learned how to let go of all my old limiting beliefs, creating that clean white paper to manifest exactly what I visualized. Top grade, total freedom after graduation, and amazing options opening up. And so I did on the same day. I actually got my academic paper that I finished, my whole degree. I signed up for the master's degree, I got in, and I now knew how to visualize and to release everything. So I finished the whole master's degree with the A+++ grade, the whole degree. So then was the time I had to manifest a new flat in Berlin, which everyone knows is incredibly difficult. People search here for 1 to 2 years minimum. My friends told me you can't possibly get a flat in 3 months. But I said confidently, I will get a flat in 3 months. I already have it. I know it. I felt it deeply. I put that intention out, and I felt it deeply that it's already done for me. It's already done. Now I just need to see what flows into my life and to accept and say yes. So I wrote down every single detail I wanted. Big beautiful windows, the best location in the city, sport facilities everywhere nearby. And guess what? I manifested exactly this flat. And this is the funny part. Back then I absolutely loved watching Eckhart Tolle on YouTube. I loved all his books. The rental company that gave me the flat was named Tolle. I saw it and I laughed because this was a total sign from the universe that I am getting this flat, that I'm the owner of this flat, and it was exactly the flat I got. This is so insane. Within those 4 weeks, everything shifted dramatically. Money started flowing into my life effortlessly. Small miracles synchronized and happened everywhere I went. The right relationships started flowing into my life naturally. It was the intense feeling of pure freedom and happiness I had never experienced before. My fake transformation was all the external hustling that brought zero real manifestation. The real transformation happened that moment I released all the emotions stuck in my body, my nervous system, and my subconscious mind, and put new things on it I actually wanted. Here's something important. We are constantly absorbing energy and emotions from other people. Even if your neighbor is in a bad mood, it affects your energy field. So you have to release everything daily. When you meditate and release consistently, your pure, high vibration energy actually rises. The consciousness of people around you and yourself. Now I work with other people, teaching them this exact technique to heal their problems and release their blocks. And also I'm working with their subconscious minds to get it even faster done. And not meditate for 8 hours in the park, but make it timely faster. I never gone back to this deep depression hole again. So if you're feeling stuck right now, if you feel procrastinating on something important, here's your solution. Sit down or lie down and meditate. Release your heavy emotions specifically on whatever you're procrastinating about. If you are burnt out and don't know what to do, let everything pass through you using these 5 steps I talked about. Your exact daily practice. Go to a park or a quiet spot. Do the full 5-step letting go process on every emotion that arises. Test your beliefs on the map of consciousness. Visualize your desires as already real on that clean slate. Journal your releases and wins. Commit this for 4 weeks exactly like your life depends on it. Every time life feels heavy now, I go back to full days of meditation and letting go. New opportunities just flow into my life without me even searching for them. They feel perfectly aligned, and I just say yes. This has become my lifestyle. And everything who didn't believe in this lifestyle I'm living, they just went out of my life. And this is also what the map of consciousness is doing to you if you're higher your consciousness. The lower conscious frequencies are not matching with your consciousness anymore. So the people on the lower conscious frequencies, they stay away from you because it just not magnetized to each other. So you are worthy of this freedom. You're capable of this transformation. And I love you. Thank you so much for watching. And to wrap up what I did with this technique as well, is simply one of the psychological secrets to be so irresistibly magnetic and attractive. Watch it here.